Hello and welcome to another update. In this video I wanted to go through everything I was going to discuss in my last video. I briefly touched on a few things I was going to go through. I wasn't feeling too well. I didn't want to do a long video, but I wanted to do a video showing what I'd done up to that point. So anything I mentioned in that last video, I'll try and mention this one if I remember, and I'll also go through what I've done since that other video as well. So we'll start with these three big shelves here. So these are the first three I put up. As you can see, I'll try to get them a bit level, as close to each other as possible. Wasn't able to do that. I don't know if it's because they're sloping a little bit or because of the carpet, or just the floor in general. But that's all the best I could do. I managed to get that one a bit close there. So that one's got a bit more gap at the bottom. It's a bit closer to the top. That one, see the height difference there and the gap. It's a bit narrower at the bottom, just widen it at the top. But it's all the best I could do. I didn't want to faff around moving them. I had fun taking down the shelves here. So I basically had to dismantle them. As I mentioned, they were sort of built down here. Some of them were ones I had upstairs originally, added on to, but a lot of them were built down here, which meant they were a bit torn the door. So I had fun taking them down. Also had to cut the carpet because it was damp. I mean, it wasn't as damp as it was previously, but I got the carpet cut out and let it dry overnight. And then in the morning I put some of the spare little bits of wood I had down on there to cover the area and also to level the floor off. So when I put these together, I put the first one up and I didn't mark the back middle one. So when I put the backing board on, I wasn't sure where I was nailing into. I wasn't going to nail the middle in, but I realised perhaps it was a good idea because it was all bowing at the back, and I had a couple of attempts where I sort of went in a little bit into the shelf with the nails, trying to work out where the middle was. Didn't do any sort of major damage, a little bit, but stuff's on the shelf is not affecting what's on the shelf and you can't see it anyway. So I managed to get the 6 nails in the middle. Top and bottom are fine. When I come to do the second and third one, I learned from my mistake. I marked the middle beforehand and put the board in and drew a line across, and I knew where to nail. I didn't have any problems there nailing in. Although you sort of make sure you do keep roughly to the middle because the shelves are a little bit wide. But it's not, well, say wide or deep anyway, but there's the, say there's sort of that, and you do have a little bit of leeway, but if you go off slightly and the nail goes in that funny angle, then it will come out. So the second one was fairly straightforward. Third one, I was putting the last nail in the top and the backing board, and I managed to knock the top. Some minor damage on there. I've put some Gorilla tape on there to fix it. And that seems to resolve the problem. I mean, it's still got damage on, but it's at the back of the top. I can't see it, and I've got anything on there anyway. So that was that. That was the Sunday last week. So Saturday I was basically taking the old shelves down that were here, and Sunday I was building new ones. And managed to get in the 2 extra shelves into each of the bookcases. First bookcase sort of try and errors where I put the shelves for spacing wise, because I worked off the spaces for DVDs, because a lot of the shelves will have DVDs on. I mean, it's not a huge amount of difference height wise between DVDs and Blu-rays, but I worked off that. And I do have a couple of shelves which are a bit larger in space than others, but that's because I couldn't get another shelf in to the unit, and also because of the peg holes, it's kind of restricted to where I could put a couple of the shelves anyway. So it made sense just to have a couple of larger shelves. So I mean, I always shove stuff on top if I need to. I did have the top shelf, which I can't really do much with, but I have shoved CDs on there. Most of my CDs are on these ones. I've got some on the other one I built around the corner. And then any space I have, I shove vinyls on, and I'll find stuff I can put on there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 main shelves plus that. And what I've done is I've put the bookcases, boxes on top. There's some TV shows I've found in my pile which I need to put on, and I've got some other ones I need to sort of put in the shelves, the ones I've sorted out already. So I put boxes across the top, and I don't know if I've got them to hand. I think they're behind somewhere, but I did buy some bookends. I bought 2 for each bookcase. In that particular one, I've got that going across 2, so I've not needed one at the right hand side of the middle one and the left hand side of the end one, but I've got them spare if I need them. Thought best is to put bookends, you can sort of see there, just to stop things falling off. So these are most of my boxes really of the sort of studio releases. I've got some more on the other shelf I'll show you in a moment, and then the rest of my boxes are Arrow titles and some BFI stuff, so those will go on the 3 bookcases going across there. They'll go across the top of there, and I'll probably have some other box sets lying around which I might need to sort out. So those shelves are fully sorted to a level. I've kind of left room as I've needed, but I think there I probably wouldn't have enough room, but 88 films do go onto the next shelf, and these ones at the front which aren't 88 films, I can move them. So I do have quite a bit of space left still for those. And I also have the box shelf below with some box set stuff, more display ones really. I might possibly use top shelf to store those on, the ones where I'm putting CDs, unless I can find a way to put them up there without them falling over, because they've only got sort of a thin edge. What I have done as well is I've done some labels and I've stuck them on there. I haven't done all the shelves yet because so not all of them fully sorted, but I've done a few, so I know where things are. I did do one there for 20th Century Fox, which needs to be stuck back on a bit better. I did do an O rather than 0, but see, that's 0 there, but I can't be bothered to change it at the moment. I may do it at some point, but I'll leave it as is. What else? So yeah, I've got some titles just shoved on their bottoms there, which probably won't stay there, but I've just basically put them there to free some space up. And I've got ones there to sort out, and I've got ones on the stairs as well, but they'll probably go on the other bookcases that I'm yet to build. So yeah, I've got quite a few empty shelf spaces there at the moment, and I have got titles upstairs which I want to watch, which I'll bring down, will also go on these shelves here as well. What else have I done? I've got some figures as well. I've been buying some figures from B&M Bargains, and I've got the Marvel and DC figures there, and the one there, they were £3.99 each, and I got the Daubs as well, mini Funko Pops. Those were £2 I think, or £2.50, or I can't really say, or £2.99. I can't remember the exact price, but got some of those. Not bothered about adding too many because a lot of them I'm not actually interested in. But I thought I'd get the ones that all fit in with the theme. I got a few of those, and also got these Q figs as well. I think I got those from B&M Bargains, I believe. And then from Home Bargains, I got a lot of these Disney Infinity figures. Those are £2 each. They look quite good actually. I think the most bought a job lot in, and they're just basically getting rid of them. I'm assuming the Disney Infinity game is not played now, so there's not really demand for them, and these probably would have been 15 quid brand new when they first came out. There's quite a few of those. I mean, I did see someone in the video showed off Aladdin, which I would like to get, and some other ones, but not too many different home bargains near me, and I'm not going trekking around looking for them. Probably one store may go looking again to see if they've got some different ones in, but so I've got quite a few, so if I find some more then great, but so I'm not overly bothered if I don't. I've got some Mario figures as well, which I've got from McDonald's. I didn't actually get these from McDonald's personally, I bought them on eBay, but I've got the 3 full series of those as well, and some figures that I've had for a while. Also got some Mario Kart figures as well. I think those were from Home Bargains, £3.50 each. So basically what I'm going to do is keep my figures in front of the CDs, just put these here for the moment in front of the Blu-rays and DVDs. Just put them somewhere where they'll be moved to the other bookcases when I get around to getting them fully sorted. And got some boxes there, row boxes there, just stacked up as well. Some of these I do have things behind, like there for in the case Universal. So basically got 2 rows there, and I think one row there. So plenty of room there for those. And that's what I've been trying to do, is just make sure I've got room in the areas. I mean, I don't want to leave too much space, because then I'll end up running out of space if I'm leaving gaps everywhere. But I'm putting them on the shelves logically, leaving enough space as and when. So those are those 3. I've also constructed 2 of these Ned Biz I bought. This one here is for DVD singles. I've just shoved a few on there at the moment. Majority are over there in a crate. I need to attach this either to the wall or to one of these bully bookcases. Basically, there's a little hook, you can attach them together. But I need to work out where I'm going to put them, because I need to make sure I've got room to fit it in with the ones I'm putting up. But if not, I can always attach that to the wall as an alternative. And that's my next one to sort out. That'll be my 5th one to build. I've just got the main shelves out, and I've got all these other ones here to sort out as well. So not only have I got Blu-rays and DVDs on the floor and other stuff, tools and things, I've also got these packaging with the bookcase stuff in, so not a lot of space. So I mentioned in the video, I've had to take this shelf down here, the one like I got there, because I didn't have room for it, and I couldn't really move it across because that shelf's a bit deeper. But what was on there was box sets, which were up there anyway, and I could either leave that one there, not stuck out like that. I've only put it like that because I don't want it to topple over. Don't think I'll be able to get another bookcase in there anything wider, because with the depth as well, it's just going to block that shelf off. Then all this will be basically hard to get to. So I'll probably just either leave that one there or leave that as an empty space. That one's staying, and obviously those are staying, well, as for the moment anyway. In here it's not much space at the moment, but I have taken out the shelving that was there, and I've put this one up, and this one's basically almost filled. I've put more CDs there. I've got a few I haven't got room for there, and I've shoved some of the top there. So probably be able to fill at least one row, possibly one row in next one I put up. where the nib is around there. That's albums that have DVDs of them. I've got some spare space in there. I may have some more floating around which I need to find. I have got the one for DVD singles, but if I haven't got enough space, I can always move them onto here and start them off from this one. I'm not sort of there's particularly them all separate from each other, but I'll try to, and then if I haven't got enough room on that other unit, I'll just put some on here, because I have got sort of 4 or 5 shelves of space there to use. So it's a little bit tight here, but the bookcase I'm putting here isn't as wide. So basically I can probably run it level with this one. Although that one is 20, so it may stick out a bit further. I'll have to work out, because then I need to make sure I can fit one in there as well. So I'll have to get some measuring to work out where exactly I'm going to put this one here on this wall, and then that'll judge where I'll put the other 3 here and the one there. So potentially I might not have enough room, but because obviously having slightly deeper shelves, it's they stick out a bit more than these. It does make it a bit awkward, but probably easy to judge things when I take all this stuff out of here, because I have got quite a bit of stuff in here at the moment on the floor, in addition to what I had in here already, the ones I've moved off shelves. And this one, again, depending on sort of space, I possibly might get rid of this one, because the plug there that I'm using, I've got a plug behind, no shelves over there, so I can always use a plug there for my bike when I bring that down, and the dehumidifier, and then I'll possibly get the light switch moved onto this wall. But I'm not going to necessarily get that done yet until I know I can fit another shelf in here. If I can't fit in a Billy bookcase here, then there's not much point, because I'll just leave this as is, and then possibly looking to get all these onto shelves as well. But my main priority is to get what I had on shelves originally, plus my overflow, and then organise things properly. But if I can get a lot of these on the shelves, that'd be great. Then I can get these crates out as well and free up some room. I'd say none of these bookcases are attached to the wall. May potentially do that, but problem is some of the gaps here, I can't get the brackets far enough. The brackets aren't long enough to reach the wall, and it's probably leaning forward a bit, but I don't know. I don't expect it to fall over, but I'll have to work out on that. I mean, I can always take stuff off and sort of push it back and then attach it to the wall and then reload it. It's not a huge issue to do that. What I did have a problem with this one was because I put that third bookcase there, the door wouldn't open wide enough. What I was doing was I had the door open wide. The bookcase basically fit across the whole floor, and I started outside. Had to go outside to put the backing on, because I had no room in here. But that third bookcase being there, the door didn't open as wide, and I couldn't get the backing in. So what I had to do was when I built this one, I took it outside, put a cloth on the floor, a sheet to protect it, and I put the backing in outside, so I had a lot more room. And then I carried it back in. I did do slight scuff down there, I don't know if you can see it. Not overly noticeable, it's near the bottom, but it's an avoidable thing really. We'll learn for next time. And then say with this one here, I'll sort of judge well when I put this, because you obviously won't be behind something, but it might not be the best place for that to be if I put another bookcase here. So that will probably have to be moved somewhere. I mean, I could always possibly move it on the stairs even. It's not going to take up a lot of space. And I've got the height there not going to really restrict the stairs. So that's a possibility. There was a curtain there, so, which I had to take down because with the pole it was sticking out and it wouldn't fit properly there with the bookcase. I will put a curtain back up there, but not. I'd probably put on a different pole to make it fit. So I think most things I wanted to mention from my last video. A few things we'll go through. So yeah, when I empty all these and move all the stuff out and make the shelves, which would be the fun job because I've got to find somewhere to put all this stuff. What's on the floor here and these crates, and also what's on these shelves. I'll see what the floor's like. I've been putting plastic sheeting down underneath all these ones, not as I need to everywhere, because some parts are fine, but sort of do it as a precaution. This will be fun to get down as well, just because of this one here. Again, because this is quite big, and I think this one would fit through the gap height wise, but I think it'll need to be cut in half here, because I want me to angle it out because there's no room for manoeuvre. But that will be a job for Saturday or Sunday next week, or this week even now, isn't it? So I was hoping to get this sort of done in sort of 2-3 weeks, but whereas these first 3 were fairly easy, this is getting a bit more difficult now, so taking a bit longer. So rather than doing like the first week I did 3 of these, I only did 1 the weekend. I mean, I did 2 of these as well, but these aren't too bad. Although, again, I had an issue with the nailing at the top of these because it's not as thick, these shelves, and I did sort of go through the top slightly, and there's a sort of I think the edging must have been banged somewhere, or either in transit or carrying it or somewhere, so I had to put some tape on to fix it. But yeah, so I'm sort of running out of space. Thing is, as I put these up, then this packaging will be going down, and then I'll be having less stuff on the stairs because there's be stuff going on bookcases. But I think what I'll have to do is start putting stuff on the stairs going up, just so I can create some space, because I haven't got anywhere to store stuff here, and I'm going to get quite a few on the stairs, so that should similar to what I've done there. So basically a lot of those then can probably go on there. I won't get them all on the stairs, but if I can get a lot of them on the stairs, then give me some room to work with. The thing I want to mention as well quickly is I've got these spare walls here. I was possibly going to put bookcase on that those stairs, but so probably if I do that, I'll put those ones on instead, these big ones. But what I'll probably look to do is put some of my posters we're going to put on the wall upstairs, put them down here on these walls. This is basically wooden boards on top of I think it's breeze block wall, I can't remember, or whatever, brick wall. So I should be able to hang stuff on there. I was possibly looking to put a TV on the wall there, so if I want to bike down here I can watch TV. Can't have an aerial down here because there's no aerial sockets and no point getting one routed down here, but I can always get a fire stick and use that, and then based on get what I need. So 2 options: I could either buy a TV for that wall, and I'd want something decent, so like a 32-inch, but I don't really want to spend that much money. So my other option is my bedroom, to bring my 32-inch Sony TV down, bring that down here, then get a small table for my 50-inch TV, and put that in my bedroom as my TV. That way I'm not buying a TV. I'd have to buy another fire stick though, and also have to buy a wall bracket, but I'll have to see if it's feasible to put a TV on that wall. But again, that's not an urgent priority. And the Fire Sticks are on sale at the moment on Amazon, but if it goes back up, it's fine, because they tend to be on sale fairly regularly. So I'm not going to buy one now because they're cheap, because I don't really need one yet. But as and when, I can keep an eye on the price, and I can always sort of use one upstairs I've got at the moment and just bring it down just while I'm down here, and then take it back upstairs. So it's not a huge issue to do that. So yeah, that's basically all I want to go through. So these shelves, although they look like they're sloping a bit, I think they're fine. They're not sagging. There's stuff on the shelves, it's not topping over, so I think it's all good to go. As I may attach things to the wall where I can, where there's not too much of a gap, because I've got the brackets here. I mean, I may be able to. Yeah, I don't think the gap there is too big for the bracket, but I mean, I could always take the stuff off and lean it back and do it that way. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to screw into the top of the bookcase, whether I have to drill a hole first and stuff. That's what I'm a bit wary about. As in, I don't want to go right through the shelf. I don't think you have to, because the size of the screw is less than the gap there, but I'll have to say to do that. I'm sure there's a YouTube video which will give me more information. Yeah, so at the moment it's looking a bit messy, but I'm slowly getting there, and probably by the end of the year this will be finished. So looking probably may do another update next week, depending whether I get a chance to do one also. Depends what I actually get done further than what I've done now. But either way, there'll be an update at some point in the near future, and I'll go through anything that I've not mentioned in this video which I wanted to go through, and also any further plans I've got, and also the further progress I've made as well. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Until my next video, I'll see you then.